CEO John Stankey joins us. He's live from the Investor Day that's taking place in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. John, good to see you. Nice to have you.
Hi, David. Good to be back.
You say that the company expects to be in a, quote, differentiated position within the connectivity industry by the end of the decade. Explain to our viewers what you mean when you say a differentiated position.
Well, look, we expect that consumers are going to continue to need to connect to the internet in more and significant ways moving forward. And we think the only way you do that effectively is by having dense, rich fiber assets in the right place so that you can run world-class wireless networks and world-class broadband networks that are connected to people's homes and businesses. And we think the amount of fiber that we're putting in the United States and putting in the ground and how we're going to engineer and offer those networks is going to put us in a very unique position versus our competitors, and it's a very unique organic path to growth.
You've obviously made a significant bet, so to speak, on that. Why are you so confident, and what have you seen already from when you have fiber in the ground that gives you the confidence that, in fact, this is the appropriate capital expenditure and that you will get the necessary returns?
Well, let's start with the customer, and 77% of customers tell us that they'd like their life to be simpler connecting to the internet, and they'd like to work with one company. And that's what we're aiming to provide, is instead of thinking about a wireless service and a broadband service in your home, go to one company just to get on the internet. Second, when customers actually buy it from one provider, in our case, 4 out of every 10 of our fiber subscribers subscribe to our wireless service as well, our churn is lower, their satisfaction with the company is dramatically higher, and the lifetime value of that account to AT&T is higher. So that's a good thing for them, and it's a good thing for the company as well.
You know, there are no shortage of naysayers. I talk every year to John Malone, for example, who talks about overbuilders in a way that is fairly derisive in terms of you never get the return that's promised. What do you say to those? And or those who say, you know, you're not able to anticipate a technological change that's going to in some way disintermediate you, whether it perhaps is even something like a Starlink. John, what are your thoughts on that?
You mean somebody who's long on cable doesn't like fiber?
Agreed. Understood. I get it. But, you know, I mean, the idea is there's so many competitors spending so much capital. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's real simple. We're building a better technology. The disruptor is us. And we're going into a broadband business that cable is, you know, to their credit, owned for the last couple decades and done incredibly well at. Building a better product that customers like more. It's not just the product performs better. Customers are telling us we're providing better service. There's no hidden fees. There's clarity in what we're giving to them. They like what they're getting. They're staying with us longer, and they're enjoying what they're doing. I think that's actually a winning formula when you think about it. And we're not an overbuilder. We've been in the broadband business for a long period of time. We're one of the players in this market. We're just upgrading technology. We know how to serve customers in this space. We know how to come in. We own a wireless network that allows us to even bring more products and services into that household that a cable company has to rent or lease from somebody else.
What do you think about Starlink in terms of its potential competitive threat to your ambitions, given that at some point the Starship, the far larger, obviously, rocket's going to have enormous capacity to launch new satellites that conceivably will increase the capacity of Elon Musk's Starlink to bring broadband to a lot of areas it can't currently service effectively?
Well, it's a great product, and it's going to serve a really important place in the broadband portfolio that people need to connect anywhere they go. But it's never going to replace the performance of fiber once fiber's in the ground. There's no RF technology around that can match what fiber can do on a marginal cost basis, on a latency basis, how fast the bits go back and forth, and the overall throughput of the infrastructure. And so satellite's going to be great in rural areas, less densely populated areas, facilitating some mobile apps that have to move off of embedded wireless networks, but it's not going to replace a fiber connection into somebody's home or business. It's just not economical for it to work, nor is it going to keep up with the kind of performance that's necessary as we move into the world of AI and increasing demand on applications to have symmetrical bandwidth.